Hi, I'm Alessandro Cagnetti, sales engineer for Europe South at Solace. Today, I'm going to show you the power of connecting data events and AI models into Solace Event Mesh. In particular, we will show you how the Event Mesh can help augment AI with knowledge about real-world data in real time and therefore act as a context mesh. In this particular application, I am simulating a retail company that is using an order management system. Example, from a specific vendor like Oracle. And that application will publish new orders and updates taken directly from an orders table in the orders database. A retailer might use a shipping service, and we're showing here as an example that it can also publish shipment events into the event mesh. As a further example, any application can subscribe to publish events, such as a field operator that needs to support a particular order or check logistics. In this demo, we will focus on how a business exec needs to get answers to business questions such as, how many orders are being placed with the new products XYZ that we launched yesterday? Or are we shipping more orders today than yesterday? We're going to see that connecting an AI model with a RAG database to our context mesh allows these questions to be answered in real time and autonomously. Let's go. So as you can see here, we have our AI chatbot that our business exec can use. And we have our event mesh ready. And we have on the right side a generator of events that will stream change data capture order events to the event mesh. So as you can see, we have two types of change data capture events. We have insert of new orders and update of existing orders. And these two events actually have a specific topic defined and specific attributes for each event. So you've got, for example, for a new order, you've got order ID, you've got channel, you've got quantity, customer ID, and so on. And same thing for updated event. You've got order ID, you've got delivery address, date, and invoice address, and order total, for example. So what we're going to do right now is we're not going to start streaming those events. So as you can see, there's nothing coming into our event mesh, but we're going to start asking questions to our AI chatbot. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, for example, what is a retail order? Right? Let's see what the knowledge that AI chatbot has. And as you can see, it doesn't have any context. It doesn't know what a retail order is, and it doesn't even know what an order is. So if I go and ask that more generic question, it's going to say the same thing. It's going to say, I don't have any context. I don't know what it is. I don't know anything. But now what we're going to do is we're going to start to stream of these change data capture events. So we're going to start this. As you can see, the events are actually flowing. So we've got insert and updates coming to our event mesh. So what we're going to do now is going to ask a more specific question. And for example, how many orders are in the system? And what we're going to do is we're going to see that it's actually understood now what an order is, because it has all the data being inserted into the RAG database, which increments the knowledge of the AI model. And now it can see also, based on the attributes, that there's two types of events, insert and update. And it's understood this order ID is actually the ID of the order. And it needs to do a distinct of that to count the orders. So it has 28 unique orders. And if I ask the same question again, given that the data is still streaming into our system, we will see that there's more orders coming in. And it has also gathered some more insights, given that there's more data. It also understood that there are states in the events, and there's like now 82 unique orders, for example. So this, for example, ask a question about classification. So give me a count of orders classified by state. So this needs a little bit more intelligence because it needs to understand how to classify, and giving all the states, it needs to do distinct by state. So it's going to do that very easily, and it's also going to give us the total of orders. And I can ask a specific question like, are there any canceled orders, for example? So it has to identify which is the state of a canceled order and which is the attribute to read from that and understand that. So as you can see, it has, again, done a count of the distinctive order IDs, and it knows, that the state of cancel is identified by that specific attribute. Okay, so as you can see, it has identified that there's canceled orders. We can ask a question like, for example, what is the most successful channel of sales? So this is a generic question, right? So let's see how we can identify the right attributes to answer that question. So right now, what it's going to do is going to give a definition to successful and match that to the attributes. So it's going to say, okay, I have the orders coming from different channels, and I can count the number of orders per channel, and I can define what a successful is. So successful is the channel that sells more, right? So it's going to say that in-store and vending machine appear to be tight. They have 35. So these two actually are, very similar. So these are the most successful channels. So we can ask another question, for example. So we can say, are there any unpaid orders in the system? So now it's going to have to give a definition of unpaid and match that to what the attributes are. And it's going to find that, for example, there's two states which match the unpaid definition. So pending orders and partially paid orders. As you can see, it's doing a count of those. So it says, for me, unpaid orders are 73 based on that definition. Now, what we're going to do is the last question. We can ask a very open question like, are there any interesting orders for me? So let's see what the AI chatbot will figure out. And based on the analysis of the events and the payload of the events, it's going to say, for example, well, it has found some orders with zero quantity. Well, that's worthwhile investigating. It might be interesting for me. Or there's very low totals. These orders also have very low totals. Or these ones, for example, have very high totals with respect to the average, for example. And there are some from different channels that probably not very interesting, but there are some orders with different states, right? So also that's worthwhile, investigating. So the pattern shows some interesting variations in the ordering system and potential anomalies in the data. So it has figured out that by himself without any further indications. So this concludes our demonstration. Thank you for watching. I hope this shows you the power of connecting data events and AI applications into the Solace AI Event Mesh.